I was wondering this last night. So I'm watching the first half, and Dallas hit 13 threes, and some of them were contested, but some of them were just wide open threes. What's a film session like in the NBA? I know from watching Hard Knocks what it's like in the NFL. They kind of get the whole team together in a theater room, and they'll go through plays. What is it like in the NBA, and what do you do as a coach to be like, how are you not rotating over on a pick and roll? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of different ways to do it. You do it as a team. You could do it individually. You could do it with groups, the wings, the bigs, the guards. And then you could just a couple of days ago, we did it as a team. We watched the first 3 quarters of that one was Oklahoma City game.
Ooh, that was a rough one.
And that was a rough one. It took a couple of hours to get through it, but there's a lot of rewinds. There's a lot of stops. There's a lot of conversation. Today, we have a practice today, but it's a quick practice today because we have to jump on a plane to get to Orlando. Tomorrow, we'll probably watch another long session of film. We just got to get better. We got to be able to compete, and we got to be able to communicate on the defensive end. It starts with the defense. I mean, the league is scoring abundance of points. Everybody in the league is scoring the points, but the teams that are winning are playing much better defense than their opponent. And right now, we're not doing that.
Coach Brooks, were you a fan of Dwight Howard's jab step bank shot attempt from about 15 feet yesterday that went up the side of the backboard?
Yeah, can you tell him never to do that again?
Yeah, tell him never to shoot that ever again.
That was a rough shot. I think it even startled DeAndre Jordan a little bit. But he's been great. I have no complaints about him. He's working himself into shape. It's gonna take a couple of weeks, but what he brings that enthusiasm. He's been great in the locker room. He's been great with the guys. He's been telling the guys, hey, we got to play better and we got to do it together. And there's no way we cannot do this without doing it together. And he's been great. Like I said, it's going to take some time to get into game conditioning, but he's willing to work hard.
So, you mentioned it, the defense. You guys are allowing about 120 points a game. That's tied with the Lakers and the Pelicans for the worst in the league right now. So, certainly has to get better there. I know you guys aren't doing a great job rebounding. You're near the bottom in rebounding. It's just all effort to me. And you have to look, as a fan, I just look to the leadership on the court, and that's your big salary guys. That's John, that's Bradley, that's Otto, that's even Jeff Green, the veteran. Are you happy right now with where your leadership is?
Well, I mean, it all starts with me. I'm not happy with myself right now, and I'm not happy with how we're playing. And John is definitely not, and Brad is definitely not, and Otto definitely not happy to where we are right now. We're 2-8. We've been here before a couple of years ago. We're exactly in the same spot, 2-8. Can we turn it around? Absolutely, but we're not going to turn it around by hoping. We got to turn it around with great effort on the defensive end. Sometimes last night we were hoping that they would miss shots. When you hope, you never have the success you need. You need to make them miss. And John and Brad, definitely, we've talked about it, and we feel that it will get better, and we need to get better. But we can't keep talking about it. Okay, it's going to be next game. We had a great defensive game against New York, but now you got to back it up with another game. We haven't been able to do that in one particular game, and we have definitely not been able to do it back-to-back games.
Coach, what's it like coaching in this league? I mean, let's be honest. This is a players' league. You got your top 3 guys. They're making $500 million, right? They're going to do whatever they want. Let's just be honest. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. Is your role to try to still, stay on good terms with them, or can you just turn and just go bad cop and just lose your mind on them, or will that not work? Where's that delicate balance? I can't imagine.
Well, there's definitely a balance. Definitely a balance. It's always, even when I played, it's always been. It's a players' league, but it's a effort league. If you want to have a good team, you got to play with great effort. You have to. You can't coach the players like you would be coached in college. You can't coach the players like I was coached in the 80s or 90s. It's a different way of doing things. You have to be able to get through the guys, but you got to have the right guys being able to do it too. And you have to have guys that are committed to doing it. And if you have that, then it becomes your job is to become the really coach the technical side of things. But we have to get better defensive effort. I have to do a better job of making sure we are into the game plan.
So, like at halftime, and you guys are down 7, you guys played much better defense in the second half. Are you do you lose your mind? Do you have an assistant that he's the designated bad cop guy? How does that work?
No, I mean, there's times I've lost my mind. There's times I'm saying I'm not happy with it, but there's times where, you have to be able to, you got to be able to coach and also play with emotion and passion. And I don't like I'm not one to embarrass anybody publicly, but I'm one to show and point things out privately. And sometimes it gets a little ugly in there, but sometimes you have to do that. Right now we're not in a good place defensively, and I have to find 5 defenders on the floor that's going to want to do it consistently for one another. Right now we haven't been able to do that.